Welcome back to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Anime Review, episode number 28. This is reviewing the 21st episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, The Golden Wind, The Mystery of the King Crimson, which is also the 134th episode of the anime. This one adapts pretty much like the part of chapter 519 it was not adapted from last episode. That is adapted for this episode, plus they also adapted chapters 520 to 523. And this episode is noteworthy for the last appearance of one of Team Baraki, which I'll get to in a minute. Yeah, so it flashes back a few minutes prior to the events of the end of the last episode, where you get the other side of that conversation between Bruno and Gino, where Gino has got a laptop. Okay, it's 2001, so it's fine. Yeah, laptops basically, people had those back then. So, despite the fact that when the manga was released, I looked it up, that it was released back in the late 90s, and it's set in 2001, which really makes no sense. Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's just the way that the writer did the series. So, Bruno tries to get far from the boss. Yeah, and of course Gordon finds him and gets him away. Well, he's able to sort of basically get past the boss. The part of the turtle cells being transformed, part of it turned to the ladybug, one of the little pell things that Gordon wears. And the boss gets briefly trapped in it. Yeah, he's able to get away from him. Of course, the boss, you don't reveal his real name in this episode. Yeah, he allows him to get off the island, but not out of Venice. Yeah, he refuses to let him get out of Venice. So, he tells him, Bruno tells his group, Gordon already knows about this anyways. So, he tells the group that he betrayed the boss. Why? Because the reasoning for bringing Trish to this island is so that, well, yeah, and the reasoning for bringing to this island so he can kill her for some reason. Yeah, that's basically the reasoning for this. Yep. So he tells his group that he betrayed the boss and explains the reasoning for it. And of course, Gordon goes over right away because he basically helped him plan this. And pretty much most of them basically go with him to try to get out of Venice. Of course, Trish is unconscious the whole episode. Also, before they get out of the main church, Bruno briefly dies. He's only dead for like, I'd say barely a minute, and then he comes back. They was able to get their attention to get him like out of the church by breaking his laptop. Okay, so they all get on their boat with the exception of Fugo. Yeah, he's the only one who doesn't go. Oh, Fugo and Mista. He does join them later on after everyone else simply goes on the boat because they actually was Neurosa. Yeah. So they all agree. Alba goes because he's the only one that Bruno keeps him calm. Mista because, well, he likes working with him. The other two a bit hesitant, but then Neurosa just swims out and goes with him. Fugo stays in the island. And he is never seen again. Except for flashbacks. Though, if I looked up, his next appearance, believe it or not, is in two light novels set after the events of Part 5. Light novels that have never released in English. For some strange reason. I don't know why. That's just the way it was. It's particularly very weird when it comes to particular series. But, mostly put, this kind of wraps up a good portion of this particular arc so far. And now, next thing to do is try to get out of Venice. Somehow. But like I said in a previous episode, not like last one, but previously, where there's a character from part 3 who's going to show up in the season aside from Jotaro, one of the survivors. Who is it? You'll find out when the thing adapts it. This overall was a really good episode. Yeah, like I said, mostly it's basically it feels like a good halfway point of the actual story. Yeah, it feels like a halfway point. Though I looked up, apparently, and this I think it's really weird, that for the second time in this particular season, we have a recap episode. Yes, a recap. Excuse me. As for why, even though it's only been like a good 8 episodes since the last one, I have no idea. It's particularly very odd the fact that they're having one. So there's no new episode next week. Just basically just next week's a clip show. I probably won't watch it. I may not watch it. Depends on what I probably won't review it. So next one review probably won't be for at least for a couple weeks. The way I'm looking forward to whenever this thing resumes. And Fugo, yeah, apparently the guy is grief stricken. And it seems odd though that they would leave him out and they don't reveal his fate at all until a couple of light novels, which is kind of dumb. I mean, you have this great character who's got a good amount of development throughout the course of the story, and then he disappears. Yeah, he's left on this island, and then no one mentions what happened to him. I mean, yeah, not until two light novels, which is 6 months after this particular story, and that's when they reveal what happened to him. Here, it's like, okay, I guess if he's probably not going to be next week's episode, but yeah, he's done. And he's probably like the only character this whole entire story. Well, one of the regular characters who's not die. Yeah, he doesn't die, which is quite a surprise. Of course, I will reveal the fates of the other ones when they get to adapting this thing. As of right now, there's a good 19 episodes left to go for JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Season 5 Golden Wind. Now, as for when in the world that Part 6 be adapted, I have no idea. I mean, currently, they're only up to 523, which is the most recent chapter they adapted for this thing. Yeah, that's just basically as far as I got with it. And there's a good, like, let's see, 71 chapters left. Yes. There's basically 71 chapters to go, but who knows how long this is going to take. I mean, overall, if you look at this episode, only adapted 4 full chapters. Plus part of a chapter. Yeah, I would say about 4.5 chapters this one adapted. So, my guess when next episode probably come out, I probably adapt 524 to maybe, maybe even 530. But that all depends upon the animators when they want to do with it. Yeah, so that's it for this particular review. I was thinking of doing another review, but I just don't have time to do right now. So expect to review that tomorrow. Now, here's something you should know: that there probably is going to be a new chapter of My Hero Academia released tomorrow. Review of it, I don't know. It's just a possibility. But the only video I can give a guarantee for tomorrow is Gintama. Yep. Aside from that, there's no other video I plan to do tomorrow. If the new chapter 100 My Hero Academia comes out, I will in fact review it. If not, don't worry about it. Yeah. So basically, overall, about 1 or 2 videos planned for tomorrow. Yep, on like 1 or 2. Yep. So yeah. Until we see you next review. Bye.